Hey everyone, the Knights of the Old Republic remake isn't dead, it's just evolving behind closed doors. From studio shakeups to gameplay overhauls, and even Sony mysteriously backing out. This project has had a rollercoaster of development cycle. But now, fresh leaks and insider reports are painting a clearer picture of what to expect. And it's nothing like the original game you remember. New combat, a voiced Revan, expanded storylines, and maybe even a launch on next-gen hardware. Stick around as we dive into everything we know and everything the devs aren't saying about the most ambitious Star Wars remake ever attempted. The Knights of the Old Republic remake is still alive, at least according to Saber Interactive's own investor reports. Despite the long silence, KOTOR was specifically listed among their upcoming projects, alongside other games like A Quiet Place and a new Jurassic Park title. This has reassured many fans who feared the worst after years of uncertainty. In March, Saber's chief creative officer Tim Willits posted on Twitter that everything we've talked about is still in development. While he didn't call out KOTOR by name, many fans and industry watchers took this as a subtle nod that the remake is still in the works. The project has remained listed on Saber's official development slate, which is notable considering the corporate shakeups and the rocky handoff from the game's original developer, Aspyr. That consistency has been interpreted by some as a quiet but firm commitment from Saber. But while Saber has shown signs of ongoing development, Sony's involvement, or lack thereof, has fueled much speculation. The game was originally revealed during the 2021 PlayStation Showcase as a timed exclusive for the PS5. Sony promoted it heavily at the time, leading to widespread assumption that it was involved in either co-publishing or funding the remake. However, since then, Sony has gone completely silent. Fans noted that the original teaser trailer, which featured Darth Revan and debuted to massive fanfare, was quietly removed from Sony's official YouTube channel. No explanation was offered at first, but later reports suggested the removal was due to an expired music license, a claim many in the community found suspicious. Insiders like Jeff Grubb have added fuel to the fire. According to Grubb, Sony has lost interest in the project and no longer wants to be associated with it. He even speculated at one point that the game might be dead, based on Sony's radio silence. This led some fans to believe that the PS5's exclusivity might be off the table entirely, especially since Sony hasn't mentioned KOTOR in any of its more recent showcases. That's opened the door to a new possible outcomes. One prevailing theory is that the remake could now be targeting a wider multi-platform release, not just PS5 and PC. Another more speculative idea is that the game may be delayed long enough to become a cross-generation title, possibly even slipping into the PlayStation 6 era. This aligns with the report from Game Rant, which noted that if development drags on, it wouldn't be surprising to see the game pivot to next-generation hardware. As of now, nothing has been officially confirmed regarding changes to the release platforms. The only platform publicly mentioned remained PS5 and PC, but given Sony's silence and the shifting nature of the project, many fans believe the final release strategy could look very different from what was originally announced. Let's break down some of the most discussed leaks and rumors surrounding the Knights of the Old Republic remake, especially when it comes to how the game might actually play. This is where things get both intriguing and divisive among fans. According to various insiders and reputable outlets, the remake's gameplay will see a major overhaul, particularly its combat system. Back in 2022, early reports began surfacing that Saber was not planning to simply reuse the original turn-based combat system. Instead, the goal seemed to be a shift toward a modern action RPG combat. One report from the Sixth Axis, cutting a source with a solid track record in Star Wars leaks, claimed the developers were looking at God of War 2018 as a model, suggesting a more cinematic real-time combat experience with fluid lightsaber dueling. The same source even compared the direction of the KOTOR remake to what Final Fantasy VII Remake did, balancing fast-paced real-time action with tactical depth. Adding fuel to that, Space.com's Star Wars writer echoed these ideas, claiming that both Aspyr and Saber had completely rebuilt the combat and landed closer to something seen in Jedi Fallen Order, fast, responsive, and built for modern systems. Still, other speculative reports suggest a potential middle ground might be in play, a real-time system with optional pausing, similar to Dragon Age Origins. This would allow players to slow down the action, issue party commands, and use special abilities while still engaging in fast real-time combat when desired. These rumors have stirred up considerable considerable debate. Some longtime fans worry that abandoning the classic system would lose what made the original unique. Others argue that a full remake is a perfect time to modernize gameplay mechanics without losing the soul of the story. Outside of combat, several other gameplay changes are rumored. A recurring theory is that the player character Revan will be fully voiced this time, both male and female. If true, this would make a major shift from the silent protagonist of the original. Leaks also suggest the addition of a Mass Effect-style dialogue wheel, modernizing conversations and adding cinematic weight to NPC interactions. Voice acting changes may go beyond the protagonist. Some reports say that several original characters will be recast, likely due to both the age of the original recordings and the need for new dialogue to support branching narratives and a voiced Revan. This has raised concerns among purists, but could also allow for richer, more immersive performances overall. Another persistent rumor is that the remake will include expanded story content. Rather than changing the main narrative, Saber may be adding scenes or flashbacks, possibly showing more of Raven's past in the Mandalorian Wars or time as a Sith Lord. These additions would serve to deepen the lore and enrich character arcs. There's also talk of improved romance options, with some insiders hinted that some relationships could be more complex and exclusive than the limited parents seen in the original. Despite all the changes being discussed, the general consensus from insider and fans is that the core of KOTOR remains intact. Revan's journey, the Jedi Civil War, the light side dark side morality system, and the major branching decisions are expected to be preserved. In fact, it's believed that Saber may even expand on those player choices, possibly adding new decision points or alternate quest outcomes to increase replayability. As for the remake's canon status, no official positions has been declared by Lucasfilm, but insiders have repeatedly stated that the game is being treated as a respectful reimagining, not a retcon. Canon or not, the story is unlikely to be altered beyond added layers of depth. So while debates about the new combat system continue to divide opinion, especially among original fans, the majority of leaks suggest the team is trying to strike a careful balance. KOTOR's essence remains, but with updated mechanics, expanded content, and modern design standards. And until official gameplay is shown, these rumors and reports are all we have to go on. But one thing's clear, this won't be a one-to-one remake. It's shaping up to be a full reimagining for a new generation of players. Thanks for watching. For more updates on the Knights of the Old Republic remake or other gaming content, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Until then, stay safe.